Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. It's time to take a look at Yanki Devi. So what you're seeing there is the trailer for Yanki Devi, and it definitely is something sensational and excellently produced. Joining us in studio is Dr. Neera Varsha Parsan, who is Artistic Director of Parsan Productions, and one of the objectives is to promote and preserve authentic East Indian culture.
Correct.
Good morning, Dr. Parsan, and welcome.
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for having me on the show this morning. I'm really a privilege to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you with us on the show. And first of all, hats off to you and your team for such an excellent trailer.
Thank you.
And for also the work that you do. Before we get into the play that's happening this Saturday, something that really caught attention this morning is the fact that one of the objectives is specifically to preserve authentic East Indian culture. Any particular reason why there's an emphasis on authentic?
Yes, authenticity is actually quite important to our work, and our work really promotes a lot of originality, and originality in terms of our thoughts, our conceptualization, as well as in the lyrics and the approach with which we take with the music. So we actually pride ourselves on the musical compositions because they are original in terms of the lyrics. We record it at home, and the music that goes behind it is what we call Indian classical music. And what I want to make mention of is that we want to change this narrative of the type of lyrics that are promoted in the East Indian arena. So I have no qualms about saying this, that we want to promote more positivity through music, and we want to highlight that our culture is a lot more than what we hear, propagated by the masses. So.
Completely understood. And of course, you definitely have been making strides when it comes to promoting this. You had a movie in 2022.
Yes.
The first East Indian feature film out of Trinidad and Tobago, full feature, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it was a full feature film, yes, correct.
Called Agman. And now you're following in those footsteps with Yanki Devi. Tell us a little bit about the story behind Yanki Devi.
All right, so Yanki Devi was conceptualized after, so recently, would have been last year, late last year, there was a celebration of the reopening of the temple in Ayodhya in India. And from a Hindu point of view, the Ramayana and what that temple signifies is like a second Diwali for us. And we wanted to be part of that celebration. We wanted to, for Trinidad and Tobago to contribute to that celebration. And we thought this would have been a very, very fitting tribute to highlight that sort of presentation. The Ramayana is something that is really core and integral to a lot of our cultural and religious norms here in Trinidad and Tobago. It's a story that a lot of people are familiar with, and that is the basis on which you have like Ram Leela, for example, which is quite popular here in Trinidad. So we really wanted to take that mantle of showing the Ramayana and showing these stories in a very different manner from what we're accustomed to.
And it is quite a different manner. I mean, a full-fledged production, first time on Trinidad and Tobago's theatre stage. How long has the preparation been for this?
Well, I would have done the script last year, let's say maybe around September. I had a pause during that time. We were just doing like table readings and so on, and full-fledged rehearsals, stage production and so on would have started in January this year. So about 6 months or more.
Excellent. Now, and aside from, of course, let's say breaking that norm or breaking that perception of the lyrics and so much more when it comes to East Indian culture, why is it important to you to preserve the culture?
Well, this is quite a lot of reasons, actually. So I think culture, when we think about culture, the only way to really preserve a nation and the only way to really cement your identity and to leave anything that's of long-lasting significance and importance is through our cultural practices. And through the culture, we're able to tell our stories, we're able to continue to propagate, our identities, and we're able to build and develop even more. And from a personal point of view, culture has really shaped and molded my life. And without me being heavily involved in culture, I don't think I would have been able to accomplish and achieve the things that I have been able to accomplish. And it has kept me grounded, throughout this life from, childhood all the way up to now. I think it has really contributed a lot to my development and, you know, me holding my own here in this world.
That has been beautifully said, and I can only imagine how beautiful the journey is. Let's get some details on what's happening on Sample.
Yes.
What time is it starting? Where can we get tickets and so forth?
So it's going to take place Saturday, 15 June. The showtime is at 7 p.m. We do have very limited tickets available. We're opening the box office on Friday from 12 to 4 p.m. There are further details posted on our social media pages, Facebook and Instagram. And you can contact my sister Varuna, 399-3161, if you are interested in reserving tickets, because they are going quite fast. Very, very few remaining.
I mean, I can see why. Again, the cinematography is absolutely sensational. Just looking at the play on colours and looking at some characters that, as you mentioned, we are familiar with, but maybe we need to learn a bit more, which is what this fantastic production is going to show us. Just want to touch briefly on your official compositions and the fact that they're all original. Are they going to be included in this play?
Of course. So my compositions, my songs that I utilize in all of my movies or productions, they are used as part of the storytelling. So it's not just like, you know, an item number where you just kind of throw in a song, just, oh, we should have a song here, let's just throw it in. It actually helps with the narrative and the telling the story. So a lot of the songs that I compose are composed based on what a character's emotional process is at the time. So it reflects, so if they're going through sadness or despair, you'll get that. If they're feeling love, you get all of that. So it kind of helps the whole storytelling. And I think when you hear a song and you see it, you know, happening in front of your eyes, you're able to identify with the emotion better, and it kind of sticks with you for a longer time period.
It definitely does. How long is the runtime for the show on Saturday?
It's 2 hours.
2 hours. Wonderful. So before we wrap this morning, where can we get more information about Parsan Productions for those who are interested in getting involved?
Right, we're always welcoming new persons, varying ages, varying backgrounds. Doesn't matter if you have a theatre background or not. You can follow us on Facebook, which is Parsan Productions, on Instagram. We also have a TikTok page. We have a YouTube channel where we post about all of our songs, not for this production as well, but, you know, previous productions. And we also have a website, parsanproductions.com, so you can visit any one of those, you know, social media platforms, and we have forms available there that you can electronically submit to us, or just get in contact with any of us, my sister, Varuna Parsan, or myself, Neera Varsha Parsan, on any of our social media platforms, and we are willing to let you join the team.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Parsan. Wishing you all the best on Saturday, and all the best as you continue to preserve authentic East Indian culture.
Thank you so very much for the opportunity.
It's our pleasure. Dr. Neera Varsha Parsan here this morning speaking about Janki Devi happening on Saturday at Sapa. You do not want to miss it.